Here's Walker to start the drive. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be second down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to the huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And Walker once more. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9.
6-18.
Now Carr. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Not the desired outcome, but probably won't be the last time we see them take a shot downfield.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10.
Ready?
Burrow looking to pass. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
The previous run good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. On play action, now Carr. And that is incomplete. He was trying to find Noah Fant, the tight end, and it's 3rd and short.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
They tried the throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. To throw his Carr. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
On comes the Seahawk kicker here on 4th down. It's Jason Myers. Right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. And Myers winds up yanking it. This is no good. Wide to the left, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Looked like he might have overcompensated there for being on the right hash because you've got to make sure you get the angle right. But that time he started it too far left and winds up hooking it way too far.
On 2, right?
The Bengals drive about to get going.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
11-90. 11-90.
Once again, they run with Mixon. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they were quite formidable in the win over Philly a week ago.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
Ready?
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. They were ahead of schedule after the gain of 7 on 1st down, but the defense does not budge on 2nd and 3rd. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. We sort of suspected that the elements might wreak havoc on both of these offenses, and that's been the case. No points on either side as this drive begins with a 1st down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Your mark.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
The Seahawks sitting at 5-2 on the year, and they come in on a good run, winners of 5 of their last 7.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Carr. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore.
On the move past the 40.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Walker now on 1st and 10.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play.
The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
Now on 2nd and 13.
Carr. He's got the connection to Moore.
Touchdown, Seahawks. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games and another good start to this one out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you, along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Burrow will throw. His throw incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
And they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now it's Burrow.
Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
On 1, ready?
First down. Here's Burrow. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Here we go.
So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown.
Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there.
At home, he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. Now he's is back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
On 2nd and 12, Carr. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. And most people think of Derek Carr kind of as a guy who excels throwing the short pass, but he can dial it up when need be.
And you think on 3rd down they'd just be looking for something right beyond the sticks. And I think they caught the defense flat-footed as a result because they decided they were going to take a shot right there, and it ended up being a big play.
Straight ahead, Walker. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get it.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Kenneth Walker with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the lead is up to 8. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. Now they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is a throw for Boyd, but it's intercepted. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection. And now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Noah Fant, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is up to 15 now. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals drive about to get going.
And they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week. And you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind. Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Now Burrow. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they're having panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. The quick throw by Burrow is complete. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Ready?
Working with 2nd and 5 now. Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. That's Deron Payne with a sack that time.
When you're down a couple of scores like this, CD, you can't afford too many plays that go in the wrong direction like that one.
Yeah, when you take a good look at it broadly, sacks are better than giving up an interception. But where they are on the scoreboard, they've got to get rid of all of that and just create positive plays for themselves in order to have a chance.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough.
Here we go.
Already down 2 scores. They're going to go for this rather than settle for 3.
They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. And it's going to be batted down, and will go the other way with the football. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football.
Hey, we're good, we're good.
Carr now on 1st down. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
What now?
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. And he rifles one incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
The Seahawks on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Now Carr. Powers through him. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Carr. Now wasted time going right back to DK Metcalf. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down. Now Carr again. To the right side, and he's got Moore complete. Touchdown! DJ Moore with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Seahawks are able to add on to their first half lead. The extra point now coming from Myers. He's got it, and the lead swells. It's 28-6. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Deron Payne. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. Mixing up the middle. And some room to work. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. And no return on this one as that kicks out of bounds, so they'll start just outside of their own 30-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And the Bengals will take over here at their own 14-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. They'll set up the screen here to mix it. And he is going to lose yardage here.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me, good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Here we go, here we go.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. And the defense coming through on third down. A loss of 7 to bring up fourth. Now the Seahawks forced to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he'll try and hurry the kick, gets it away, but it's not looking that great. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
93.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's got the hook up to Moore.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
637.
Working from the gun, it's Carr.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
Express.
To throw his Carr. And it's caught. It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Everything's going right here in this first half, and they've got a good lead, and part of that can be attributed to their success on third downs. This is another conversion here.
And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Derek Carr in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Seahawks will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Myers connects on the PAT, and a rout is on here in this first half.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going.
And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. So we are at halftime here in downtown Seattle with the Seahawks out in front. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just talking about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
On one, ready?
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now it's Burrow. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
He's going to have the hook up here to Chase.
And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. Oh, pretty woeful there. Just 23 yards on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And the first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
Tackle made that time by B.J. Hill.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. On 3rd down, here's Walker. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 62 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Obviously an important run to avoid the 3 and out on your own side of the field.
Shows a lot of faith in that offensive unit, doesn't it? That you want to run the ball in that situation, pick up the first down. Also helps out your defensive guys a little bit too. Allows them to get at least one more series of downs in order to get some rest.
Walker with another carry. And the tackle there by Jermaine Pratt.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. To the right side, this is Walker. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a 3rd down and 8. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
734.
Here's Carr. This is caught inside the 15. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
It doesn't look like this defense found the magical elixir at halftime. This offense was rolling in the first half, and that's continued here in the 3rd quarter. Another big play right there.
Here's Walker, and he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
29.
On 2nd and goal, Carr. His pass caught at the 4. Touchdown, Seahawks. Make it 4 touchdown passes now for Derek Carr.
And the Seahawks have taken a 5-touchdown lead.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals drive about to get going.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now it's Burrow. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. A handoff running left, Mixon. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Burrow. Going right side here, and that's complete.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
As a general manager, you're counting on your first and second round draft picks to have a big-time impact on your team. But where you make your bones, rounds 3 through 7. If you can find a few diamonds in the rough there, develop them, then you've got something going, and we're seeing one right here.
Yeah, plays like that lead me to believe he's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down.
Oh, you can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
Here we go. Here we go.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Here we go.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Burrow looking to pass. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Well, he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Second down and goal. Burrow dumps it off to Mixon. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Bengals get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. This time, the extra point up and good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted, so they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
Back to Walker on first down. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. On second down, it's Walker. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 94 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 46. Again, it's Walker. Now the ball comes loose, and the Bengals have recovered it.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
And just looking ahead, it would appear that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one. They'll probably not one that they want to chew on. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Picked up by Trey Brown. And the Seahawks are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. And that's now a half-dozen interceptions for him over the last 2 games. Because CD, remember, he threw 3 in the last ball game and now 3 more here.
And the way that you present it, partner, I'm not sure what sounds worse, right? Half a dozen over the last 2 games or 3 the last game, 3 this game. Either way, it's way too many. And that's something they'll have to work on, hoping to get through the rest of this game without having to address it again.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Running right, here's Walker. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Bengals drive about to get going.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
He's going to wind up and air it out. He's got a man complete.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
I'm one, right? 11, Thomas.
They'll give it to Mixon. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal. Burrow will throw. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
McPherson now for the extra point.
And that'll cut the lead down to 22.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense, as they try to finish things off in this 4th quarter. And that current 5-game win streak looking like it's going to go to 6. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
And they'll take a knee as the clock runs under a minute to play.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
And they will take a knee here.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense.